Space relates to the container in which we all live, the container in which we all relate, the container that also connects us all together. There's space between everything. And of course, in our bodies, there's a lot of space as well. Between every single cell, there is interstitial space. So we're made up of a lot of space in our bodies. So that's what that space element relates to. Then the element of air is often related to as wind, and wind has a very erratic kind of quality. It moves all the time. So air relates to movement. In our bodies, it relates to movement of food through the digestive system, movement of messages in our nervous system, between the central and the peripheral nervous system, movement in our joints, movement. There's more examples. Fire always transforms things. When you expose something to fire, it changes. So it's the same thing in our bodies. Function of fire in our bodies is digestion, the digestion of food. Like the air is about the movement of food, but the fire digests the food, turns it into nutrients that our body can absorb and use as building blocks. And basically it works like that with any kind of information that comes in. There's a bit of a metabolic process that happens with any kind of information that comes in to turn it into something useful for our bodies. And this even happens on an emotional level. You have to be able to digest the emotions that you experience throughout your life. Otherwise, it becomes emotional toxicity. So metabolism, digestion, that's all function of fire. Then water is, of course, about all the fluids that we have in our bodies. The blood, cerebrospinal fluid, lymph, all the fluid in our joints. We all know we're made up of a lot of fluid. So that's what water is about. And then the last one is earth. And earth is all the building blocks, all the solid stuff. When you look at somebody, you see earth. It's the muscle, it's the bone, it's the skin, the hair, the nails, everything that you see. So these five together make up a whole human being. Now, because of the different nature of all these five elements, they also have very different qualities. And that is kind of the foundation that Ayurveda uses to diagnose somebody and also to treat somebody. For example, when you think of air, air is cold. When you think of fire, fire is hot. When you think of air, air is light. Fire is also light, but earth is heavy. So there are 20 different qualities that Ayurveda uses that describes these five elements, and in that way describes people and whatever all happens to people.